Hey, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name is Nisi V, baby. Oh my goodness, baby. Hey. Oh. I'm in Florida right now. I'm actually staying with family friends, and look at this beautiful setup they have here. So I'm recording in like their backyard patio area, and they have a huge lake and stuff. So first of all, don't wash my nails. It's a show over here. It's a situation. But I've been gone for, I don't know, I think my last video was maybe 2 weeks ago, with good reason though. I had gone away for Carnival. And so if you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, which you guys should follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, because why aren't you, then you will know that I had gone away for Carnival. I had posted a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, a lot. And you know what, I came back and I said, everyone needs to experience this. And for those of you guys who don't even know where to begin with the planning process, I'm like, let me help you out. This is Trinidad Carnival for Dummies. This will be like a 3 or 4 part video series, but the first one's just gonna be the most basic. It's just gonna glaze over everything. I'll be going into an in-depth video in the next one. Top 10 planning tips for Trinidad Carnival. First of all, if you plan on going to Trinidad Carnival, you're already late. People usually book their accommodations as they're heading out of the country. So I would say tip number 1, plan a year in advance. As I just said, you are already late if you have not started planning. You should have already been planning before we even hit the road on Monday. Okay, so you need to plan a year in advance. As soon as those slots are open for whatever hotel, whatever villa, whatever you want to book, you should already be booking them, because people will book them on their way out of the country, and being there in person, you have that advantage. Okay, not only should you be thinking about where you want to stay and all that stuff, organize your crew a year in advance. Like, it has happened time and time again where people will be like, I want to go, and then they will flop on you. So have a very serious crew. Even if it's one other person, make sure that person's actually on board, and if they aren't, then go alone. A lot of the time, as I'm going down my list, you'll see there are a lot of opportunities to meet other people before you get there and when you get there. People in interwebs, excuse my appearance. I completely forgot to mention this in the video. Another resource that I definitely used was the TNT Carnival Jumpers group. They are a group travel service, but they also allow anyone who isn't taking their travel service to be a part of their group on Facebook as well as WhatsApp, and that's where I got a lot of my information from like members who go every year and stuff. So I would definitely recommend that you join that group on Facebook. It's the year 2019. We are not sitting down here waiting for nobody. We're not living off of hopes and dreams. Another thing, when you're planning a year in advance, is to think about whether or not you want to go with a concierge travel group, or if you want to just plan it alone. If you want to plan it alone, then the second tip is for you. Number 2 is do your research. I'm not playing with you guys. Do your research. Follow different Carnival vloggers and bloggers. I relied on vlogs and blogs in order to pick my party list, in order to figure out how I was gonna go about planning Trinidad Carnival. My favorite vlogger that I followed, his name is OHGVibe. I'll put the link either in the video or in the description box. He's really good, and he went through all the parties. And then there was another girl, it was like Makisha 878 or something like that. I'll put her information there too. And then also for blogs, because I really like reading the information that I'm getting as well, I went with Global Carnivalist as well as Bahamianista. They were really good resources. Both of their websites have a full breakdown. They have their reviews on there. They have outfits you should wear, things you should pack. They have party lists for pretty much all carnivals. Even if you're not planning for Trinidad Carnival right now, any other carnival you're planning for, they'll have the information for you. Also, for people who aren't of Caribbean descent, who aren't familiar with Carnival, you might want to start looking up definitions for different things, which I will include in my next video, the total breakdown. But there are different definitions. Like, you need to know what a band is. You need to know how, not even just knowing what they are, but like how to get involved with them, what to expect when you join them, stuff like that. Do as much research as possible. Moving on to number 3, budget. When you're doing the research, you'll usually come across people's budgets. A lot of people do include their budgets in their videos or in their blog posts. Make sure you pay close attention to that, because that will definitely help you. What I'm saying is it's anywhere from 2 to 5, sometimes even 6,000, but I really want to say around the 5 range if you're Canadian. If you're American, you might be able to say around the 3-4 range. But That includes flight, accommodations, all the parties you're going to, transportation, all that fun stuff. So yeah, budget accordingly, because Trinidad Carnival is not for the weak. A lot of people think they go to Trinidad Carnival for like $1,000. Girl, no, you can barely do Caravana for $1,000, and that's not in the Caribbean. Trinidad Carnival is huge, and because it's so big, everything is so expensive. Hotel rates can run you like 100 and something per night. You need to be prepared to pay le dinero, those dollars, those TNT dollars, those Canadian dollars, those USDs, like those won, whatever it is. You need to be prepared because it will not be cheap. Let me repeat myself, it will not be cheap. If you are cheap, this is not the Carnival for you. If you don't understand Carnival, you don't get why you're spending $1,000 on a costume, this is not for you. Next on the list, number 4, is accommodations. Always book your accommodations first. If you're not from Trinidad, you're not gonna know where to stay, and it's not like, you have to be very careful. I remember when I was first starting to plan for Trinidad Carnival, one of my subscribers who's turned very good friend, and I actually stayed with her while I was in Trinidad, she hit me up and she was like, you know, let me know if you need any help, because, you know, Trinidad can be a bit dangerous, and, you know, the street right here could be super safe, but the street next to it could be like the ghetto. So you got to be real careful, because people, they get robbed and killed, and, you know, they go missing and stuff, and you don't want to be one of those people. So just let me know and I'll help you out. I let her know where my options of where I could stay, and she was letting me know, okay, whether or not it's safe, whether or not, you know, all that fun stuff. I stayed on Chancellor Hill. It's all the way at the top of this everlasting hill, and you would not want to walk up it. I sure as hell did not. But it was really safe, and it was very close to the action. So you want to be close to the action, but you also want to be in a safe area. And even if you're a little bit further off, you know, that's what you have a driver for, because you should always have a driver for Trinidad Carnival. Don't think you can go tracing around if you're not from there. But yes, so you need to have a driver. So regardless of where you're located, you know, it might cost a bit extra to get to the parties, but the parties are kind of spread out. So the location definitely does matter if you want to be close to the action. But there are locations that are further out that are cheaper and that might work better for you. Also, for accommodations, guest houses versus hotels, there's a lot of really nice guest houses. I believe where we stayed was a hotel and not a guest house, but regardless, it was nice. We stayed at Alicia's Palace, and it was really, really pretty. It was really nice. Airbnb, once again, be very careful with the area you're in. Number 5, track your flights. This is very simple. It's use Hopper, use Google Flights, use Skyscanner, use whatever. Also, when you're searching for flights, if they usually try to pick up on your cookies, search incognito mode or through a VPN to see what prices you get. That's my advice for you guys. The next thing I would definitely suggest you guys do is follow all the DJs and the promoters of the parties that you want to go to. So if you aren't booking with a package, or even if you are, because I booked some tickets outside of my package, you will be the first ones to find out when they post. So not only should you follow the DJs and the promoters of the parties that you want to go to, you should also hit that little like you could click the dots and you could turn on post notifications. That way, the second that they post about the party or post that tickets are coming soon or tickets are on sale, you can click on that link and you can buy the tickets. So that's my suggestion. Follow all of the promoters and all of the DJs for the parties you want to go to. Hit that notification button and just wait it out. And also for the bands that you want to be a part of. For example, some of the really popular bands, Tribe. Tribe has like 50 branches. Tribe, and then there's Rogue, there's Yuma, there's a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of bands. But there are some big ones that a lot of foreigners usually lean towards. So definitely go ahead. I'll list all of them in my full overview. But definitely go ahead and click their social media and hit those notification buttons. Number 7. Band launches. Once again, as I said, follow the bands on social media, but also put the band launches in your calendar. I surely did for Jamaica and for Trinidad Carnival. Put them in your calendar. Put a notification on your phone so you can watch them, because a lot of them live stream the band launches, and therefore you can kind of be like, okay, this is the costume I want, whatever the case is, you know. And then also after the band launches, it takes about like a week or so for some bands. Some bands are on point and they just put their costume, their website up immediately. But some bands, it takes a little bit longer for them to put the costumes and the prices on their website. But I would definitely say go ahead once again and follow them. Some of the websites have email notifications. That's another perk, and you can go ahead and click the email notifications. You'll be notified as soon as they put up the website. Some of the bands require you to know a committee member, but I've heard that that's not as strict for some bands. Tribe, I think, is the most strict. As you see, I saw my Rogue band on. Rogue, they did mention committee members, but I saw a lot of committee members like, hey, just message me, get your costume, kind of thing. So don't be too pressed about the committee member thing, but just be aware that, look, some costumes will sell out fast, some bands will sell out fast, so you want to be on top of things. Number 8, get to know the music. I can't emphasize this enough. A lot of people will not be familiar with soca music, but they're just in love with like the costumes. They saw like Ashanti, or they saw like Lil Kim, or they saw whoever, whichever celebrity they love in these costumes. They're like, I'm doing that next year. Or even just last minute, they'll just be like, I bought a costume, and they won't know the music. When they come to Carnival, they're like, oh my god, they don't play hip-hop at Carnival, they honestly only play soca music, and I love that. But just be very hip to the new soca for next year. Usually they start putting out soca music for 2020 well in advance, but the mixes usually start coming around December-ish. That's when like people really start to put out music. And then by January, February, well, by February, if you don't know the music, I don't know what to tell you. But by December, January, even October, you can even go back as far as October, Miami Carnival, you can start to get a hint of what the music's gonna be, and then onward. So anyways, just be hip to the music and be ready to pretty much be dancing to the same 5 songs for most of Carnival, because those are gonna be the hit songs, on the road especially. Number 9, shop in advance. You know, at the end of summer, when people are having all those sales, they're having sales on all the summer clothes, make sure that you buy your Fet outfits then. Also, another bonus tip, look at the events that you want to go to, because at this point you should have them in your head, like marked down, these are the events I'm going to. Look at the pictures on Trinity Jungle Juice. That will save you a lot of time and a lot of energy, a lot of stress. It will show you like the dress code for each party, because not each party is casual. Heels are a no-go. I barely saw anybody in heels. If you're in heels, good for you, because the way that the ground's uneven and the way that the grass is set up, I wouldn't be caught dead in heels. Nice sandals suffice. But all I'm saying is shop in advance. Even online shopping, shop in advance there too. I was shopping for my Carnival stuff from like October. So yeah, shop around early. Make sure you got all your stuff and all that fun stuff. The last one, last but not least, number 10, mentally prepare yourself. A lot of people don't realize that Carnival is pace. And when we say that, and when a lot of people say that, pace means do not overextend yourself in the first party, because if you have 10 more lined up, you will be dead by like the second or third. You need to take it easy. Like, I saw a guy in Trinidad, he went hard his first party and he was a miserable poop the entire time, bringing down his whole group. So just understand that it is pace, okay? So don't go in there all out your first party, get super drunk if you have like 3 parties the following day or 2 parties the following day, you know? If you are not of Caribbean descent, you might not understand that people dancing together, that's a normal thing. You know, men will come up behind you, they will wind up behind you, you might even get picked up. When they say pick up something, anything, you might be the item that gets picked up. You have to be able to understand that that's the culture. And if you don't understand that that's the culture, then Carnival is not for you, because people will be coming and pushing up on you and winding up on you, and you're gonna be a little confused. I'm not saying take sexual harassment. Like, if they're putting hands place where hands shouldn't be, then that's a different story. But if they're winding on you, then you can't really get mad at that, because you don't understand that's Carnival, you know? Mentally prepare yourself in terms of what to expect. Mentally prepare yourself. Know that this is not home. Things that might be safe back home will not be safe in Trinidad. Do not get it twisted, okay? You might be mentally prepared, but remember, your friends might not have been following this. You might have said to your friend, hey, let's go to Carnival. They might have been like, yeah, let's go. And they get there and they don't realize that you don't get to sleep. They don't realize that, you know, it's pace. Like, you can't be drinking all the alcohol at the first party if you have 2 more. They might not realize that people are gonna come up behind them and dance. They might not realize that it's not as safe. You can't be walking the road. You need to have a driver. Like, they might not realize those things. So when you are inviting people to Carnival, or you invite people to join your Carnival crew, give them a full breakdown of what to expect. We will not be sleeping. Sleep is non-existent. Take naps in the van. That is your sleep time. When you nap in the van, that is your full 8 hours. Those are my top 10 tips for planning Trinidad Carnival. As I said, I will have a full breakdown of what I paid, of the parties I went to, and I will also have a vlog coming out with my full review of all of the parties that I went to, so that you may help you guys plan your parties for next year, okay? Remember, people are already planning right now, so if you're thinking about it and you haven't made up your mind yet, you're already late. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Yes, follow me on my social media. If you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little bell for notifications, because I will have more videos coming out. Let me know any questions you have down below, because I will be answering them in my full breakdown video. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. And as always, it's a peace, and it's a love, and it's a annyeong.
I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. You want murder me, eh.